All right, what's going on, YouTube? So I'm working on the bees today. I'm going to do some grafting and going to make a cell building colony. And to do that, I've got some established colonies and they're getting close to the point where they may naturally swarm. So this is where I'm going to do splits to deter the swarm impulse, as well as make 24 potentially queen cells. And so how I intend to do this is I'll have a 10 frame box downstairs or outside. This is a frame. Foundation is usually what you see that the honeycomb's built on, but since we don't have foundation, we've got these queen cups. So as this sits in the hive, those cups face down, and that's what's kind of special about the queen cells is they grow up and down. They hang from that foundation versus workers and drones, which grow out laterally from the comb. So what we do here is we go through all the hives. We find in those established hives, we'll pull out the frames that have open brood, and I'm going to shake all the bees that are on that comb, that are on that open brood. I'm going to shake all those bees, or a lot of those bees, preferably about 50% out of each hive. I'll shake them off into this new box. And because those bees were over open brood, there's the assumption that they are nurse bees, which are immature bees incapable of flying. So you want to use those, one, because they're the best cell builders, and two, they can't fly back to their mother colonies. So what I'm going to do is shake a bunch of nurse bees into a box. I'm going to give them 2 frames of resources with bee bread and honey. This will be in the very center. So I'll leave a gap, but it'll be bee bread with honey on the outside. And then, another 2 to 4 frames of capped brood. Now remember, you don't want any open brood, because all these bees that we're putting in the cell building colony are going to sense that they're queenless within 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, without that pheromone. So they're going to immediately get to building queen cells. And since, as an hour or two after we shake all those bees in here, I'll be done grafting, probably sooner than that. I'll be done grafting from my favorite colony that I find out there. One of those colonies that are established will be the best looking, best acting. And I'll take a frame of theirs, freshly, preferably 3-day-old, from, being laid. So they're very fresh little larvae. I will scoop them out with my grafting tool. This is a German grafting tool. This is a Chinese grafting tool, which is more of a throwaway style. It's got a little bamboo plunger that you scoop the larva out and put it in here. But before you do all that, this is royal jelly that I've been collecting for the past year. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to put royal jelly and pre-charge each of these cups. So each will have just a tiny little dab of royal jelly in there. So in an hour, when I have my best frame pulled, you don't want to keep that frame out of the hive too long because they get cold. So I'll pull that frame out and I'm going to put 24 little larvae in here. I'll put that frame that I pulled the larva out of, the normal honeycomb, I'll put that back in their hive, and I'll place this frame with all these potential queen cells right in the middle of that 10 frame colony that has food, that has a bunch of capped brood that's about to hatch, which means even more nurse bees, and all the food they need, and they will go to work. And we'll come back in 4 days to check these cells, and each one should have, hopefully, fingers crossed, a nice queen cell built up. All right, the goal is 25, and this is 24, so I figure close enough for now for early splits. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, Jeff, that's the first lesson. There we go, we're grafting. Yeah, woo.